Hey, everybody, thank you all so much for tuning into the motherfucking show. We're here, we're there, we're there, we're here, we're everywhere. Very happy to be here talking to y'all all by myself in my room. It is, the last episode I did was at David's place, which was nice. Billy is still at the Super Bowl, so it is just me. I have not put any time into getting any guests because I didn't feel like it. It's the same reason why I didn't do an episode last week, because I did not feel like it. Look at me wearing blue tights. I'm over here wearing blue tights. I'm not even wearing pants anymore. I mean, I am falling. I'm falling from the stars. No, we're just taking it easy right now, man. It's too goddamn cold to do a motherfucking thing. Isn't that true? Isn't it interesting? That's probably why nobody's prosecuting anyone in the Epstein files. It's just too cold. Who the fuck feels like... Who can litigate when it's 8 degrees out in the middle of the day? It's 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. It's 8 degrees outside, and you want me to take down some high-ranking officials? For what? For what? For what? I don't understand. I just don't get it. This is a weird angle. I don't know if I like this angle, but I've already started this thing, so who gives a shit? Can you tell that there's like a pee hole here? That like you open it and you pee like underwear. But anyway, blue tights. That's what I'm wearing because it is so cold. It's so goddamn cold. You gotta dress. You need more clothes. You gotta dress a lot, and I do think that that's why nobody is getting in trouble from the files. I do. I think it's just the weather. Puxatawny Phil, who was probably on the island, for being real. He was probably on the island. Old Puxatawny getting it on with underage people. And that's why, I mean, he's probably upset. He came out, he's like, more snow. What a weird thing we do as a country. There's a lot of reasons that we can point to as to why this country is like pretty much done, why this empire is falling. And one of them has always been the Groundhog Day tradition. It really is. I mean, it really is. Why? I don't know who started it. I don't know why. I'm not going to look it up. I don't care. That sounds like some shit that the natives were doing, and we hated them. We as colonizing Americans hated those guys. I'm not saying that it was them who did it, but that's what it seems like. It seems like that, right? It seems like that was something that they would do. They would like pull an animal out, and if the animal sees his shadow. Also, how do we know if it sees it? We don't know what a fucking groundhog can see or can't see. What if it looks down and it sees nothing? What if it doesn't see anything? How does it know? How do we know? We're just fools. We're just fools who are looking to... We've always, as a culture, just looked to like attach ourselves to something so we can forget about how fucked everything is. And I think that that's one of them. I think that's one of the things that we do as a culture where it's like... Yeah, we bomb brown people and we go to countries and we take their leaders in the name of democracy and help. And that stuff sounds good to the people who want to hear it. You know, stuff like that sounds good. Like my grandmother loves Donald Trump. She loves him, so it's like anything he does, she's for it. There's a reason. I'm like, he just bombed some people in Nigeria, and she's like, yeah, it's not good. They kill people in Nigeria. They kill people everywhere. We kill people. There's people killing each other here all the time. There's federal agencies killing people here all the time. How would we feel if some other country came in and just started bombing? I mean, I think we would like it if like Mexico flipped the script, just flew in and carpet bombed Minneapolis, or like an ICE agency. I think some people, that's how twisted we are. That's how craven we are for some sort of revolution, some kind of action. People are coming to a head, man. especially with these files. I mean, 3 million pages or some shit. That, first of all, who is typing that stuff? I mean, good God. I'm working on a story. That might turn into a novel at some point. And I'm at 40 pages, and I want to kill myself. I couldn't imagine having to type out 3 million pages and then having to go through it with electrical tape and black Sharpies and kind of, and have to, who's got to do that job? That's tough. You got to go and black stuff out. And is there, like, for the people that are redacting all of this information, is there a guideline? Is there like, okay, if you see this person's name, you got to get it out. If you see these names, you got to get it out. Or is it like just some guy who has his own criteria? Like, yeah, we'll leave Elon Musk's name in there, but we probably shouldn't put Trump's or whoever, We'll leave some guy that wanted an autograph from Chris Tucker, and Chris Tucker didn't give it to him, so he's like, yeah, let's keep his. Or is there like a criteria? Is there a stencil, if you will, a guideline, where it's like, hey, if you see these keywords, you got to get rid of them, which is what they're going to start doing to us generally anyway, right? But yeah, I mean, and not to mention parts of the interview came out with him and Steve Bannon, which, what a smart couple of guys. Just two smart guys sitting and talking. It's, it's incredible. But you can't say the word Epstein on TikTok, at least. And I'm sure you can't do it on this platform either. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm starting to realize. Part of the reason why this show hasn't done as well as I want or gotten as much traction as I would like is because I don't know what you can and can't say. I don't look it up. I don't think about it. Apparently there are some things that you're not supposed to say or you got to edit it out. And I have never looked into what those things are. Not even once. Not even one time. And there's a part of me who's like, fuck you, I'm going to say whatever I want. And then there's a part of me that is like, if I have to stand behind this bar and serve margaritas and Diet Cokes for another 30 minutes, I'm going to eat a fistful of Tylenol and wash it down with a bottle of rum. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it would be nice if this thing worked. You follow? Like, it's still cool to do. It's still fun. The only reason I didn't do it last week is because I was lazy and I didn't feel like it. I just didn't feel like it. Like I said, it's cold, even though I do it in my room, and I could have just done this. I could have just done this as well. But, there's some wild names that are getting thrown out. I think Winnie the Pooh was on there. Winnie the Pooh was on the list. Oh, bother. There's a rumbly in my tummy, and there's only one way to fix that, Jeffrey. We have some things in common, Jeffrey. Oh, bother. Oh, goodness. My 100-acre wood is hard. Winnie the Pooh's on there. Fucking, all the forest creatures in that show. But anyway, I'm getting too abstract here. See, on the show, we don't want to get too abstract. We want to talk about what's going on now. We want to talk about what's happening. And now you go on Instagram and every other reel is a new person that's been either named on the list or named not on the list. Like, for example, people are talking about Dick Cheney. He's not on there. Dick Cheney, the man himself, is not on there. He's making a comeback. People are kind of like him now. People are kind of fucking with Dick Cheney, bro. I mean, a little while back, the Dems were praising him or some shit like that. I don't know exactly why. And again, I know sometimes I come on here and I talk about this shit like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't. I think and before I say this, just know that I don't want to kill myself. But I think all of them should just be round up and burned in front of us. I really think that would be cool, especially when it's so hot, when it's so cold. I mean, it's so cold. It would be nice to have a big bonfire, of all the high-ranking officials that have done nothing but fuck kids, start wars, and lie to us about it. I think that could be a fun thing. I think that would be fun. It's like the lighting of the Christmas tree. The lighting of the Christmas tree, but instead of a Christmas tree, it's people. Lighting people on fire. Criminal people, lighting them on fire. I mean, that would be cool. But I also understand that my thinking of like a stateless society is also flawed. Like where we can't be in a mall without some ruckus going on. We can't be free in a field without someone wanting to start a fire. I just described a horrific scene, a horrific post-apocalyptic revolutionary scene of us literal trial by fire. I know that's not the meaning of the expression, but that's how we're using it here. Literally taking people and burning them alive. Fathers, sons, fucking daughters, mothers, all these things. Lighting them on fire, putting them on fire. And I also hold the belief that we shouldn't have anybody telling us what to do, leading us. I do think that. I do think that I know what I should be doing and I know what I want. But I don't know if that applies. It's like driving. Like you don't need to worry about yourself. You need to worry about everyone else. Isn't that funny how they say that to everybody though? So who do you worry about? Right? I remember when I was just starting to drive, my mom was like, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about other people. And I'm like, you're not worried about me. I drink and drive. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, Mom? I drink and drive. I smoke weed while I drive. I smoke blunts, blow them past the cop. I speed. My car doesn't have a speedometer. I don't know how fast I'm going. Do you get what I'm saying? So who does everyone watch out? Like, if there's when it comes to driving, there's no personal responsibility. Isn't that funny? I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about everybody else. There could be some asshole whipping around the corner. That's my mom's favorite thing, is that whipping around. He's got to come whipping around that corner. You better move your car. There's a guy, he's got to come whipping around that corner. It's one of my mother's favorite things to do, or to say. But, yeah, there's the people a lot of the people in this country are very fed up. They're very fed up, and last week they brought the heat last week. Oh God, I am so proud of the human race with the display of defiance, the sheer power that we were able to generate last Friday during the general strike. I mean, good God. For those of you that don't know, there was a calling for people to not go to work and to not buy things unless it was local and you used cash. And also, no social media. And I mean, man, oh goodness. I mean, the privileged Nepo babies and the privileged employees who are able to take PTO, I mean, they really showed out. They really showed out. The people who have time off that they've accrued over the years, I mean, they showed out and they did not go to work. And those 8 hours, I'm sure, were turmoil for them, because if there are two things we as Americans have been brainwashed to love, that is buying things and working. Everybody in this country, me included, pretends like we don't love going to work. We love going to fucking work. We love it. You want to know how I know? Because when you take a vacation, you can't relax. There's so many people, they go on vacation, they can't relax. They're in front of a fucking clear ocean with endless ass and tits and muscle-bound men and whatever it is that you like, and you're drinking, and there's people who think about their job. There's people who are thinking about when they go back. You love it. You love it. And I mean, more than that, you love buying things. I mean, that's the real addiction. That's the real byproduct. It starts with buying things. You want to buy stuff. You got to buy stuff. It is so hard in this country to not want to buy things. I mean, it's a rush. It's a rush when you get a good deal. You find a good deal somewhere. You go in a store and you see cream cheese that's 2 for $4. You don't need 2 things of cream, but you buy them because it's a deal. You spend you only went there for one thing of cream cheese, which would have cost $2.30. But instead, you see that there's a deal. Oh, I'm saving 60 cents on this. Come on, I got to get 2 of them. And then you eat it with a spoon, you fat pig. I mean, last week was really a show of strength. I mean, really, really it showed what the human being can do when we collectively get behind something. It was incredible. I mean, there were people in their homes. There were people in their homes that they spend $2,300 a month in rent, and they were getting paid that day. And, they were going to their local dive bar, man. I mean, it was what a true show of resistance. That is. What is that? What is that? I mean, I'm obviously being facetious here. That is supposed to be a protest. I understand the idea. Okay, we're all not going to go to work. We're all not going to buy things for one day. And sure, maybe that would work. But good luck. You know who's not doing that? You know who's not taking the day off work? The people you're protesting for. Immigrants. Immigrants aren't going to work. Immigrants aren't taking the day off. They're working overtime. I bet there were slews of Guatemalans and Ecuadorians pulling up to the kitchen they work at, and they were like, this is my 58th hour. This is my clocking in, and it's their 58th hour, and they got 12 more ahead of them. Raking it in. You know who was not going to work? Anybody who was privileged enough to take a day out and get paid. That's it. I bet if you went to Target that day, it would be just as packed. But that's what it is. That's what we do. We Band-Aid things here. We do optics, A few weeks ago, we had the Golden Globes. We had Mark Ruffalo sitting there in a $30,000 suit in a tuxedo. I don't feel right being here because they shot a woman in Minnesota. I don't feel right. So why are you there? So you could say this? That's why you're there. You're only there just to say those words and then accept your award, get your accolades, get a higher contract in the next movie because I don't even know if he won anything. I don't really know anything about that guy. All I know is I saw that video and it was upsetting. Upsetting isn't even the word. It was maybe even numbing. Numbing might be the word, because anytime I see these, you even saw Bill Maher, they were asking him about shit, and he's like, I'm not here for that. And that might be the smartest thing he's ever said. Again, I don't know much about Bill Maher. I know he has some hot takes. I know he has some good ones. But even he, the guy who's known for political satire and has been doing it for years, 2 decades or something, and is synonymous with the idea, he didn't even say anything. But you got a guy that probably makes more than him, more than fucking Bill Maher, in Mark Ruffalo, who's there saying, oh no, I feel bad. Hey, shut up. You're in a room with the collective net worth of over probably $1 billion, okay? $2 billion, more. You're part of a franchise that has destroyed and ruined cinema, but grossed more money than any other franchise, any other fucking kind of movie ever. He plays the Hulk. Am I right? I don't know if I'm even right about that. Either way, you are living a life that is so far from reality, okay? Your reality is so specific to you, as is everybody's. But his is so far from everybody else. Everyone like us, Everyone like us. And now, mind you, okay, if this shit ever works, if this shit ever takes off, I don't want to see any of you people. I don't want to be involved with any of you. But you're not going to see me on some fucking red carpet on some extravagant platform like the Golden Globes, which, again, if I was ever even invited to that shit, that would be, I don't belong in a place like that. I already know I don't belong in a place like that. Even if I do get some level of fame, I don't think that my character would belong in a place like that. I wouldn't go. And again, I always have problems with people who say who wouldn't do this, wouldn't do that. But I digress. I hate it. I hate it when there are these people who live these lives that are dreams. They're absolute dreams. You got a golden ticket. Shut up and take the ride. Why are you out here? Unless you're going to devote your life to it. If you're going to devote, you know who did a good job with that? The chick from Full House. There was a video of her a little while back. She got hit. She was protesting, right? Probably because her career is nowhere. But she was out protesting, right? She got hit by a fucking car or hit by a person. There's a video out there. She got struck. And she's on the front lines. That lady I'll listen to. When she says she's got a problem with something, okay, fine. I can understand that. But if you're an athlete, shut up. Shut up and play. Shut up and play the game. Play your game. If you're not Muhammad Ali, who's willing to lose years from his prime, who's willing to lose all his money, his accolades, his championship, he was the heavyweight champion of the world when it really meant something. And he lost all that because of what he believed in. If you're not willing to do that, then shut up. Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot. Even Colin Kaepernick, he came close, but then you see him on a Nike commercial. I'm not going to stand. What are you going to do? When you stand on your money, you get real tall, and now all of a sudden you're, oh, look at me. It's stupid performative bullshit. You have a gift. You got gifted. You know how many people are trying to be where you're at and just aren't? Do you understand what I'm saying? Not to mention cinema is riddled with the higher class already. The fact that you can even take the time to become an actor or take the time to become an artist, our views, everything that we've watched, everything that we've listened to, so much of that stuff, not all of it, but a lot of it, and especially in Hollywood, especially in movies. How do you think they got there? You understand what I'm saying? When you don't have to think about running water every day, you can start thinking about pretending to be a Peter Pan or whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the point. It's the hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy, am I saying it right? Of needs. It's like when you don't need to think about what you're going to eat every day, then you move on to doing Shakespeare, okay? Then you turn into Sean Penn. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what happens. Now, if you're going to devote your life to, if Mark Ruffalo said, I'm going to stop doing this, I'm going to go be a journalist, or I'm going to go be a philanthropist in that area, okay? I'm going to speak out about this, and I'm going to forget about everything else. Same thing with Robert De Niro. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Same thing with Stallone. Stallone is pro-Trump. De Niro's anti-Trump. Both of you, shut up. You're both old. You're both richer than anything. You're not allowed to have an opinion. Be quiet. Be quiet. And if you are going to have an opinion, then you need to dive into it. That's how I feel. It might be a little rigid. But I just hate it. I hate seeing that shit. When you got a guy who just made $3 million that night playing a children's game, shooting a fucking basketball, swinging a bat, and then they want to go out, well, I'm... Shh. Enough. I don't want to hear it. Act. Play the game. Now, I will say this. It is pretty new. The Mamdani regime is new. It's very new. Okay, this is a shift, by the way. This is a move from what I've been talking about. The Mamdani regime is new, and we also found out that his mama, Mamdani's mama, knew old Jeff, and was apparently married to a guy with the same last name. I don't know. I don't know anything about any of that. But there's pictures of them together. She's holding her son in his presence. You get what I'm saying? It's very interesting. It's a monkey wrench in the whole thing, right? Because he's supposed to be for the people and the whole stuff. And I'm not saying that he isn't. You know, he's still got time to. It's only been a month, okay? But in that month, I will say that people are already upset. They're already going to his house. Do you understand what I'm saying? People are already going to his house. There's already videos of people with megaphones screaming outside of his home. Do you get what I'm saying? People are already upset. And I didn't even vote for. I don't vote. You already understand that. I didn't get involved. In fact, there were some of these kids who came up to me who were campaigning in the area when the whole thing was going down. These two kids, probably from Iowa or something. They were walking around trying to get people, Zohran, blah, 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 and I'm sitting on the stoop smoking a cig. And one of them goes, well, we want to, do you know anything about him? And I'm like, I'm not the right guy to talk to about this. And they're like, but do you know anything about him? And I'm like, yeah, he wants to do that socialist bullshit, right? And they were like, they kind of like laughed, but were upset. And then that was the end of that. I've had a few different people. David Zinger has been on the show twice. He was trying to get me involved in all that shit. It's almost like it's all fake. It's almost like it's all make-believe. People are already upset. Listen, when I'm the voice of reason when it comes to politicians, when I'm the one who's giving grace to politicians, there's a problem. Okay? It's only been a month. And there has been some problems. There have been some problems. I mean, the train went up $1. No, sorry, 10 cents. $1 would be, good Lord. Are we sure Zohran is Muslim, if that was the case? Train is $3 now, okay? That's an extra 10 cents in revenue. There's also a guy who stands in front of the door that people usually open to not pay and to let people through and whatever else. There's a guy who stands there now. There's also new turnstiles. They're not turnstiles in some places. Now they're like these doors that open up, right? So you can't hop them. You can't go under them. All right? I've seen those in a couple different places. And the trains are slow. They're so slow now. They're slow. They don't stop at the stations they're used to. I want to sleep an extra 30 minutes in the morning, and before I could get away with it. I could leave my house at 9 o'clock and be fine and get to work on time with time to spare, enough time to get a cigarette, enough time to get a coffee and leisurely walk. Sometimes I could drink the coffee. I would have like 20 minutes. It was perfect. I could sit down. I could read. Now it's like it is absolute. I had to take a $40 Uber 2 miles to my job on Saturday because I waited 40 minutes. 40. I waited 40 minutes for my train and it never showed up. I paid for it. I paid $3. I paid the $3. Do you get what I'm saying? I paid the money. And then the day after, that was on Saturday. On Monday, I had to walk 35 minutes from my connecting station. Do you get what I'm saying? And listen, it's annoying. It sucks. It really does. It does suck. It's stressful. Everybody's already kind of built a routine, and now you have to change it. Nobody knows if the trains are going to come at the right time. Hey, listen. Give the guy some grace. Give him a little leeway. I mean, it's only been a month. Why? You're already going to his house? You voted for it. Even the guy was saying it. We voted for you, Zohran. So give him a minute. Come on. The president is literally protecting global international pedophiles a cabal of them. He's helping protect them. Okay, in some sense. Yes, he's willing to sign things and let the files come out. But in some sense, he's definitely protecting them. Okay? He's gearing up to invade Iran on behalf of Israel. He's allowing Israel to do whatever they want. He said he was going to stop wars that he's not doing. And he's done some things that have been positive as well. He's got, the price of oil is down, which is nice. There's less people that are overdosing, which is nice. But he's also, he's got some Gestapo guys walking around with their faces covered, big dummies walking around shooting people because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have any training, and he's giving them lots of money. He's giving them 50 G's to start, and they're walking around, and he's creating civil unrest. And that guy has been doing that for a year. And people still love him. They love him. Even if they disagree with those things, there's parts of him that they still love. And Zohran has only been here for a month, and there's some problems with the trains. People are getting written up at work, and maybe it's their third write-up. Maybe they're getting fired. Boo fucking who. Listen, he's coming to save you. Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that soon we're going to have free groceries? We're going to have free buses. Everything is going to be free. It's going to be good. You're going to have free child care. Did you not see him shoveling snow? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Did you not see it? I don't understand. Give the guy some grace. Let him go. Give him some time. I'm not trying to sound like a guy or, that's, but it is, I get it. It's frustrating. But he's new on the job. He's a young man. Let him fuck up a little bit. It's not like it's it's not huge. The mayor of New York City, big deal. Big deal. Who gives a shit? Let that be that should be your first job. Everybody, you know how people say everyone should have a job where they make tips, right? Everyone says that. Everyone should be the mayor of the biggest and most important metropolitan city in the United States at least once. Everyone should have a job like that. Everyone should have a small-time mayoral position in New York City at least once. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what should happen. That's what should happen. I don't know. I mean, people are they're getting on him. And again, I started this episode by saying we should get all these guys and light them on fire in front of us. But I'm also like, hey, listen, give him a break. Give him a break. Soon we're all going to be doing great. Do you not understand that? Are you not part of the vision? Are you a turncoat? You better not be. You don't look like one. You have to stay strong. Stay strong. How are you already at the guy's house? You're already at his house? I mean, good God. Good God. But of course, there's been, hey man, people are uneasy. They want change. They want immediate change. Change don't happen that way, man. It's not immediate. And it doesn't come peacefully. That's what it is. I don't have a big enough reach to incite anything, and I'm not suggesting that you do, but nothing gets done peacefully. Any kind of change, any kind of regime change, any sort of governmental shift, that doesn't come with protests. It doesn't. I know people think it does. We're in the street. Look at these signs. These people matter. Get ICE out of our towns. I hate Trump. Trans people are the best. Gets very little done. You might get a little local, some local legislation. You might upset a congressperson. You could probably, if you guys call your rep. That's another one people like to do. Call your representative. Do they answer? I've never done it. If as many people called as I see people calling for, I don't think the guy's mailbox is full. You're probably going to get one of the I'm sorry, you cannot leave a message for this person's Voicemail box is full. People have been bugging him all day. People are upset, and they think that this will change it. Right? Write your representatives. Call your representatives. Really? Who's answering? Who's answering all your calls? Nobody. You fucking idiot. You're an idiot. It's stupid. It's make-believe. It's something for people to talk about. That's what it is. But it's not totally make-believe because it runs our lives. You know? It runs our lives. It runs a part of our lives. You get what I'm saying? Not your entire life, but it does affect your life. I used to think, well, it doesn't really matter. It does. There's parts of it where, you know, it does matter. And on a local level, you know, it could be, it is, you could have more of an impact on a local level, which is where I think it should start. In real localities, communities, you know, towns, town councils, that type of shit is really what matters. I think the bigger you get, the more the scope is too big. There's too many problems and there's too many solutions that people want done, and they all get kind of mangled, and people are going to be upset, and some people are going to be happy, not many, but some of them will be, and then you know, most people are going to be on a scale of either irritated or infuriated, and that's like, you know, a spectrum, right? It's very few people get exactly what they want, unless you're part of the ruling class, right? If you're part of the ruling class, then you pretty much always get what you want. But you know, aside from all those things, I think everything's good. I think everything's fine. I think everything's okay. You know, it's just cold, man. It's cold. It makes people not want to do anything. It makes people not want to go out, especially here in New York. Here in New York, people do not want to go do anything, man. It's just, it sucks. It sucks. Me included. I mean, fuck. Fuck do I look like going out in this cold to go to an open mic so I can see the same 8 shitheads do the same bullshit, you know? I could see, they're my friends, but I can see the same people, and I can go up there and do the same bullshit that they have to listen to as well. And you get no gauge. You get no real gauge. That's that's part of my thing this year is I believe this, that once you stop doing something that when you make a decision, you say, hey, I'm done doing this. What you're looking for kind of starts to arise. You know, like, for example, early on, maybe a couple years in, I was like, I'm not doing bringer shows anymore. Bringer shows are a notorious scam where comedy club bookers exploit aspiring comedians, amateur comedians, and they put on shows at comedy clubs. They pack them out. But the way they pack them out is they get all the people on the show to invite, you know, 5 people, and those 5 people have to buy 2 drinks, you know, at $17 a piece, right? That's what they do, and some of the time there are some good implications. There are some implications of you know, spots at the club or residencies and these kinds of things, and when that, you know, that can be beneficial. But early on, I was like, I don't want to do bringer shows anymore. These suck unless there's the potential for something big to come out of it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I will just, you know, I can get booked. I'd rather do a bar show. I'd rather do a bar show or an independent show that somebody put together. And once I stopped doing that, I started getting booked more. I stopped worrying about those stupid things. I started to, you know, you start to have a little more success, and you start to get a little bit more of what you're looking for. Now, right now where I'm at, I want to do more gigs outside of the city, okay? And I want to go to less open mics. The less open mics is because you don't really get a gauge. I'm at the point now where they're almost not productive anymore. I'm not myself when I'm at an open mic. When I'm in front of an audience, okay, now it's like a switch turns on. Oh shit, here we go. Now it's time to put on a show, really make these people laugh. Bang, 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 hit my material. If it doesn't work, fuck it, we move on. We make them laugh some other way. That feels good. That feels good. I just had a show a couple weeks ago that was a lot of fun. Shout out Dez. He put me on I think it was his inaugural show at the Pit in the city. I don't know where it's at. Midtown maybe, or close to Midtown. And that was a great time. That was fun. I got really high beforehand. I fucked up some of my material, but nonetheless had a good time, found my way out of it. It was a really productive set for me. And after that, I was like, man, I just don't think that open mics are productive for me anymore. And I know that I need to go to some of them to keep myself sharp, to at least get the words out when it comes to new material. But genuinely, the way to get a gauge on your shit is when you have an audience. Even if they're not paying attention, you got to have an audience. You got to have people that aren't in the game. They're there to watch. And this year, that's part of my thing, man. It's like I'm trying to hit less mics. I think spending a little more time getting booked, whatever that means, whether that means going to different scenes, getting the word out in different ways, sending tapes out, going to festivals, that to me seems like it'll be a better use of my time than going to an open mic. So that's kind of how I feel now, and we're gonna see what happens. But part of it is also that it's cold, man. Don't forget that it's cold. Wear your blue tights, guys. Wear your blue tights under your pants. We're gonna put a bow on this fucker. It's just me, just checking in. I'm just here to check in. I'm maybe I upset you. Maybe I made you laugh. It's not. It's not that. I got some ideas for this show as well. Things might be changing a little bit sometime soon. So, yeah, that's what it is. Nothing bad. Well, maybe. We'll see. I want to do it live. I want to do it in front of an audience. I feel like that would be fun. I feel like that'd be a fun iteration of the show, and I want to almost make it exclusively that. I just need to find a venue that'll let me do it. Maybe once a month when we start, and then we'll go from there. Guys, we made it to the end. Finally, I'm done talking. I've had enough. I have to go empty my bowels. So I will talk to you next week. I think Billy will be back by then, and we'll probably have a guest as well. So that's it, motherfuckers. Talk to you then. Peace.